Poker is awesome. It's great.
Poker is absurd.
Where else in any other sport that you love, can you play in the biggest, event in the world?
Joe Blow can turn $10 into $1 million.
Poker's a fun game that requires a certain amount of skill, a certain amount of bluff, and a whole lot of luck.
You don't have to be physically strong. You don't have to be extremely intelligent. It's an everyday game for an everyday man.
It's a roller coaster. It is.
Poker is great when you win and horrible when you lose.
Poker is good, bad, and very ugly.
Poker is something you should do for fun and not for living.
It's a living. It's they say it's a tough way to make an easy living.
And that's that I love it.
It's like sex. Everybody thinks they're the best, but only if you know what they're doing.
Welcome back to the Atlantis Resort and Casino for another episode of the Party Poker Canadian Poker Championship. Last week it was the pros who won the day, with another young Canadian, Konstantin Kolyakov, hitting the rails.
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm gonna get drunk and yeah.
This episode, it's JJ Lou's turn. Winner of over $700,000 in tournament poker, JJ Lou will represent the professionals at the feature table today on the Party Poker Canadian Poker Championship.
Welcome to the Party Poker Canadian Poker Championship here at the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas. When you see the full access logo right here, you are getting unprecedented behind-the-scenes footage, from the glitz at the head table to intimate moments with the players.
JEFF, Silverman, SILVERMAN.
And what's your title?
I've been brought in to bring the camera technology guru. Let's see, I have no idea what my thing is. Whole card camera technician. Everybody, all my friends think, oh, you have such a glamorous job. You're traveling from Australia to the Bahamas, and in 2 days I go to Italy for the month. But I was here for 24 hours. We rushed in here off of a plane, worked all day into the night, slept for a few hours, came back this morning, are setting up, and I hit a plane in 2 hours. So, glamour? The whole card camera was a large part of the success of poker. Online poker and the whole cards, I think, are the two things that changed poker from something that everyone just played to something that everybody watches.
Welcome back to the action at the feature table of the Party Poker Canadian Poker Championship. We are early in level 3. Blinds are 100 and 200. TJ Kluche has been eliminated early, leaving Tom Franklin, Dan Elsbach, and JJ Lou as the three big league pros remaining in the field. The three of them combine for over $3.2 million of tournament winnings. And there are two Canadians here at the feature table, Jeff Spanky Cheevers in seat 3 and Matt Novak in seat 7. There's Jeff's ace 3 suited. A lot of players like to play suited aces in No Limit Hold'em. You can land a big pot with them. He's under the gun with his ace 3 of spades, and he will make it 500 to go. Kirk Bell with 8-7 offsuit will fold. Stephen Watts with a king 10 offsuit will also fold. And Matt Novak with ace 7 of diamonds will call. Canadian versus Canadian. An 8-5 for Vincent Napolitano, who of course will fold that hand. Bob Gordon in small blind folds, and with a 9-3 offsuit, Grant Lang in the big blind will call. 3 players to the flop. You can hear in the background Tournament Director Jim Miller announcing that we will be getting another player. You can see there that seat 6 is empty. Flop of 4 Jack Queen Rainbow, which means all of different suits. Grant checks. Jeff checks. And Matt Novak checks. No surprise, all 3 players did miss the flop. turn card. 8 of diamonds. Doesn't really change anything. Grant is going to contemplate bluffing, but he will check to Jeff Cheevers, our Canadian. And he's going to take a shot at the pot. He'll bet 800 into a pot of 1,600. Good size bet. He will get a call from Matt Novak behind him, of course, who has picked up the nut diamond draw. Jeff Spanky Cheevers, the bluffer, into Matt Novak, who has the diamond draw. The 5 of clubs misses both players. So Matt Novak, in fact, has the best hand with his ace-7 of diamonds. He has no way of knowing that, however. That leaves it open for Jeff Cheevers to continue the bluff and pick up the pot. He's going to check, however. And Matt could check it down, show the hand down, hope his ace is best hand, but he's not going to. He's going to put out a 1,500 chip bluff. Jeff folds. As it turns out, his bluff isn't a bluff. He has the best hand, but again, he has no way of knowing that with his ace-7 of diamonds. Nice little pot. He will stack those 3,200 chips into his stack, and that takes Matt Novak close to 20,000 chips, which is a great stack for this early in the tournament. Trouble coming down the pike. The player being moved into seat 6 is J.J. Liu, who is a well-known tournament professional. She has 7 money finishes at the World Series of Poker. Most recently picked up $362,000 at the World Poker Tour event at the 5 Diamond Poker Classic at the Bellagio. Gentlemen, do not underestimate JJ. Queen 8 offsuit for Grant Lang in the small blind. 9-3 offsuit for Jeff Cheevers in the big blind. Both blinds taking a peek at their cards before the action reaches them. Folded to JJ Liu, who in her first hand here at the feature table is looking at a King 9 of diamonds. JJ's an aggressive player, plays a lot of hands. She's going to contemplate a raise. And we'll call the 200. Vincent Napolitano with a 7-4 offsuit. He will fold that, of course. Bob Gordon folds. Grant Lang will call, and Jeff Cheevers will check. I asked Jeff if Jerry Cheevers was his uncle. He says no, he used to say he was, but no, he is no relation to the great Jerry Cheevers. King, Queen, 10 rainbow on the flop. Matt checks, Jeff checks. JJ has top pair, and she'll fire out a bet of 500. Grant will call with his second pair, and Jeff Cheevers will let it go. If you're going to call in that spot, then I think you are better off to simply bet out and find out if your queen is the best hand. 4 of spades on the turn. JJ still has the best hand. Grant checks, and JJ bets 1,500 into the pot of 1,600, and Grant will fold. With your Grant in that spot, when you flop second pair, if you're going to call, I think you're better off you bet out, put the pressure and put the hard decision onto your opponent. In that case, you've called with your Queen 8 offsuit. You're hoping to hit a queen or an 8 on the turn. You're hoping 5 outs that you might be able to take JJ off for a big pot, but you're going to be forced to play the hand out of position. I think if you're willing to call the 500, you probably should just simply bet out in the first place. JJ Liu with over $730,000 in tournament prize money dating back to 1996. One of the remaining top professionals in the tournament here. Jack 5 suited for Kirk Bell in the big blind. Pocket 5s for JJ Liu. Presto. And she will call. Folded to Vincent Napolitano with an ace-7 offsuit. You can see him think about it, but he folds. Bob Gordon folds, and on the button, with ace of hearts, 8 of hearts, Matt Lang calls. The small blind, Jeff Cheevers is going to put in the extra 100 into a pot of 700, but 9 deuce offsuit is a pretty ugly hand. Hoping to flop a miracle, I guess. It is certainly hard for your opponents to put you on a 9 deuce. He's flopped a miracle. He's flopped 2 pair, and he will check to Kirk Bell in the big blind, who's flopped top pair but has a very weak kicker. He has only a 5 to go with his jack. He'll put out a bet of 500 chips into the pot of 800. JJ Liu folds. Grant Lang folds to Jeff Cheevers with his 2 pair. You can see him looking at Kirk Bell's chips. He may be asking himself, how can I best play this hand in order to get all of Kirk's chips? He's going to check raise. Right. And Kirk faces a call of 1,500 into a pot of 3,300. He will give that some thought.